Hello, I'm Mary Rupert. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me today. It has been a pleasure and an honor to be able to come before you and speak to you in such a manner. And I thank you for listening and I thank you for taking your time. Again, grateful and appreciative. My love kiss in advance, and I thank you. I would like to come before you today and speak to you about probably be quite a few things. It's going to be more like judging and the heart, and of course, love, because that's what I love. Love, love, love. And I don't want to just talk about love. I really want to exemplify love in every facet of my life. It has been a journey, but yet I am staying the course. No one knows what will happen before them until it's put in their path. So I just want to say to you is that love would take you so many places that you can't even phantom. And I hope that that is the direction that you are looking to walk into, is walking yourself into love. Because love loves love. That's what it does. But just let's get on the matter at hand. Judging. I noticed that every single second, minute, day, on the hour, people are judging. And I believe they're not even realizing that they're doing it. We're doing it so unconsciously that it just goes out into the ether, into the universe, as if it's nothing. We judge almost everything. We judge what we eat. We judge where we work. We judge where we live. We judge these things. And you may not think it's judgment. You probably think it's giving you a variety. And it is giving you a variety. But at the same time, we're judging things. We're judging what we feel is good. We're judging what we feel is bad. And when actuality, is there good or bad? Or is your heart revealing who you are, who I am? I dare not, as I always say, tell you what to do, but I always just like to give you something to think about if you're not thinking about it. Being very conscious of what you're saying, being very conscious of what you're doing and how you're thinking and how you're going about your day. Because it is very prevalent in this day and time, not just because of the coronavirus that's going on out here, this flu that they're calling coronavirus, but it's more so because of things need to be mindful, people need to be mindful, and we need to be watchful. And when I say we're judging, like right now, many people are judging Mr. Trump. Many people are judging the government and what they're doing, how much money they're not giving, how much money they are giving. And not many of us are going in the attitude of gratitude because I believe that so many of us can complain about this and murmur about that, but until you are taking the place of these people that you've been putting them in leadership positions, and then now you're not happy with what they're doing. I'm not saying what they're doing is good. I'm not saying what they're doing is bad. I dare not judge them. It says, judge not unless you be judged. I'm not able to line five people up on not one wall and judge not a single person for what they do. Because I also have my sin that I deal with. And I actually go in asking God for forgiveness every day. And when I say sin, it's not like I'm going out there killing, stealing, or robbing or anybody, things like that. I'm just being mindful of my tongue and making sure that I'm not saying anything to curse anybody. And I don't mean curse in profanity. I mean curse meaning just with my tongue and my thoughts and my actions. Because it does go out in the universe. Your thoughts are very powerful, whether you know it or not, and not realizing how you're utilizing it. And it's like even when you're judging particular people, judging particular things, judging whether a person have money, judging whether a person is poor, judging and saying, celebrities are people as if they're not like you and I, which we would call ourselves commoners, or we would call ourselves common. I dare not call myself common. I am a king. I mean, please forgive me. I am a queen. No, I am not a king. I am a queen. And that's what I have been placed on this earth to be. Stand in my royalty. But it is not to judge you for what you are, who you are, or what you're doing. That's where you are. That's where you elevate from. If you're not choosing to elevate, then that means you're choosing to actually just not go into a level where it is elevation. I can't think of the correct word that I'm wanting to use at the present moment. But I do say that we need to be very cautious of the things that we do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying think about it. And be mindful that if you were in presidency, if you were God, because you judge God, you judge Satan, you say, well, Satan did this, God did that, and when really actuality, none of us really know who's doing what. And my thing is that can you sit on the seat of presidency and do what most of these people, because they are human, that are making decisions over our lives. And when you're putting out things that you feel is angering you or making you angry, then that same energy is going out into the atmosphere. You put out anger, you're receiving anger. That's law. You're getting it back. That's karmic. Reaction plus reaction is returned reaction. And we have to be mindful of that. Can you sit on the seat of God and look down upon, and they say God judges everything. Well, if God is judging you, I believe he's not going to be whereas he's going to be an injustice God. He's going to be a just God and judge you accordingly. And my thing is that whether we know right from wrong, good or bad, I still say whether there is a good or bad or right from wrong or whatever it may be, or the absence of or the having of or the not having of or the knowing of, the fact remains the same. You know within yourself, unless you have allowed some spirit to come in you and dwell in a place where it need not to be and make you behave in such a manner that you know it's going to hurt somebody, whether it's by tongue or whether it's by action. And when we behave in such a manner that is causing pain to another individual, we all know that's not good. We judge police officers. We judge so many different things. We say they don't like this person. We say they don't like that color. We judge people by the race. We judge them by the religion. We judge them by the country they live in. People are just judging all over the place. You know, people would say, oh, you're Americans. Well, let me put it to you like this. I not know all Americans. I not know all Italians. I not know all Mexicans. I not know all these people. But yet for some reason we're categorized in a bunch as if we are all at fault for what we do for one another. I do get the part when we say, am I my brother's keeper? I get that. But at the same time, sometimes people have to take, again, as I said in my previous video, accountability for their actions. And you say, God is in control. God is not in control of your free will. When evil approaches you, it is up to you on what you do with how you handle something that you would consider to be evil. And then, is there really evil or is there really good? Because the whole reaction to the action thing is how you're handling it. You can bring fear in or you can bring love in. You're choosing those actions, and those actions are actually going according to how you're feeling. Even if you feel that something is not the greatest or whatever it may be, it's still going according to your feelings and your emotions. And when your feelings start to rise high and your emotions start to rise high, you have to probably be mindful of yourself and start paying attention to where your stress level is, paying attention to where your worry level is, paying attention to where your doubt level is. Everything has a level, and how you actually adjust those levels is totally up to you. You can balance it or you can keep letting it waver. And when you waver, that means that you're allowing something to keep taking you to a place where you're unbalanced. And when you feel that you're becoming unbalanced, it is totally up to you to either seek some help. And I don't mean help like as if you're crazy. I mean help where that you can trust someone, that you can talk to someone that's going to give you an answer where they're not appeasing you, but giving you the truth if you're ready to handle it. And again, when I say judging, we even judge Osama bin Laden. We judge Saddam Hussein. We judged Hitler. Many people have said those people were wicked and evil. But you know what's interesting about those people being what you say is wicked and evil, and they've done things that was not pleasing? Now this is getting ready to tell you your level of your heart. Can you still love in spite of what they've done, or do you want to judge them to hell? Because remember, what you put out, it returns right back to you. Because it also defines your heart and where you are in your walk in love, in your walk in peace, in your walk in humility, in your walk in being a meek person. Everything we do play a part. What role are you playing? No one body here is trying to make you do anything or make you say anything, because I know I'm not. I'm here to help you to think. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you what to do, how to do it, when to do it. But if what I'm saying to you helps, thank you, God, and I thank you for listening. But if it not, you're not there yet, or you're not ready yet, because everything takes the point when we are ready. It takes its place when we are ready. If we're not ready, then you're not ready. And that's okay too. But not judge a person because they're not ready. Just be patient and wait for them to become ready. And it's okay. Because everybody in their lives are at different places. Some people are out here running panic. Some people are ready to kill themselves. I was looking at a Facebook just a few minutes earlier today, and the lady said tonight she's going to kill herself or she's going to die. And I'm like, wow. You know, you never know how you're going to react to something until it's placed in your face. What do you plan to do about it if you were God? What would you do if God said, you can be me for a day? What would you do with that? What would you do if somebody said you can be the president for a day? How would you handle these wars and these things that you're judging that is actually causing wars? All this power that people are trying to have just because they want somebody to react or act like them. I am an individual. You're not me. I'm not you. I can't be duplicated nor replicated. I am the original, and so are you. But I dare not judge you because of you. I love you just because you are. And when we sit here judging good and evil, saying what God has done and saying what Satan has done, remember, Satan is one of God's children. He was one of the ones that had the most beautiful voice in the choir, may I add. But while you judging and saying things about what we either know or not know, maybe we need to start getting on our knees a little more. Or maybe we need to start reading a little more and paying attention a little more. Because when we repay evil for evil and act for an act, unless it's good or kind and humble and pleasant, that's a whole nother story. But if it's something different than that and you know it's harming someone and you're hurting their feelings or you're dealing with their mental state, because people can play on your mental state, not think they can't because they can. And if you're being out there and allowing your mind to be all over the place, oh, it got you. Because it not cares whether you are a good person or whether you're sitting here saying you're opposite of that or you're absent from that or whatever it may be. It's your choice. I know people are using the word absent. I know people are using the word opposite of. Whichever word you're choosing to use, you know it's different than what you're probably used to feeling. And I always say, when somebody messes with your family and someone messes with your money, your heart is about to be revealed. And sometimes you never know how much anger, how much hate, and how much you can really do some harm to somebody until someone messes with someone you feel that you love. It reveals your heart. And it allows you to see how much you're judging as well. What you're judging, whom you're judging. We watch television shows. We say celebrities are more important, or we're thinking that celebrities are more important because they have more money, or we're thinking that celebrities are more this because they have a bigger platform in reference to how they're speaking to people and to whom they're speaking with. I put no one above me, but I definitely not put you beneath me. But my thing is this: in all that we do, elevate. Elevate yourself to a way where is that you are having overstanding, comprehending, clarity, certainty. Ask for some wisdom, ask for intuitiveness, ask for discernment, ask for intellect and intuition, ask for these things and be aware. Be aware. We're so busy out here in everything else that we're not paying attention to the things that we're doing. We're not paying attention to the things that we're saying. We're not appreciating one another. We're not being grateful. We're just walking around this earth as if many of us are zombies. And right now, so many people probably are. And I send out love to all the families that have lost someone during this time. I send you love, I send you light, I send you peace in your mental state so that this does not take you in such a disarray, whereas that now you're going in a direction that you need not to be going in. Please stay the course. Not allow this situation to get you off course. You are here for a purpose. Not allow COVID to take you out of this place, and it's not your time. Please live, love, and let this thing subside. It too shall pass. We have to excel in our lives and love the best way we know how. And if you not know how to love, as I said before, you do know it's not hurting anyone. You do know it's not to hate anyone. You do know it's not to judge anyone. You do know some things that are simplicity. Life is probably more simple than we know, but we keep making it difficult because we got so many people in our ears. We're reading so many books. Everybody's learning something from somebody. Everybody is a teacher in your book, in your story, in your life. However you look at it, they're teaching you something to be or not be. And I remember the saying, people say they're nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody. When did God make nobodies? When did he make nobodies? I say the word fearless and wonderfully made. I know they say it's fearful, but I say you're fearless and wonderfully made. He not make junk, he make masterpieces. Walk in your birthright, queens and kings. Walk in your birthright. Quit allowing this world to tell you how you should and what you're not able to do or what you could do. Do what you know in your heart is right. But have some respect for one another. And I know people say, well, they don't respect me. Why should I respect them? Again, there's your heart revealing who you are. Because you're allowing somebody to tell you how to react towards their actions or their words. Your heart at all times should be at humility. Your heart at all times should be at meekness. Now, we know the flesh jumps up. We get that. The flesh wants to be fed too. But this is where awareness comes in. Which one you going to feed? Which wolf are you going to feed? They both want to be fed. So which one you going to feed? That's all I'm asking. So that's a question to yourself. I don't really need to know the answer. Again, I'm just giving you something to think about. I'm not telling you what to do. I do say this. You want to send your president something, as I always say before? Send him some love. You want to send all this demonic stuff that's going on that you feel is demonic that we've been judging almost every second, minute of the hour? Send it some love. And watch the elevation of so many things start dissipating off this earth. Trust. Love is the highest elevation. And it's the greatest feeling elevating. Greatest elevating feeling. Yes, that's the words. Elevate yourself. Quit allowing this world to tell you how to react to it. And you show it how to react to you. Being that you're acting in love, I do hope. And again, as I said before, I am not here to judge. I'm here to give you something to think about. And I hope that whatever it is that I've said has touched you in such a way that you're willing to change what you probably were about to say or do to a way that you're about to respect yourself. I know they said respect plus respect equals respect. I get that. But see, God says he judged the just and the unjust. And many of you probably sitting here saying, who is God to judge me? Well, I can't say who God is to judge any of us. But if you're choosing to do what you consider good and or bad, then something or someone is probably going to judge you, because again, everybody is not in the same level of judging or not judging. We got judges in courthouses judging. You got police officers that are set in place to give you a rule and a law to be actually making sure that you're taking protocol in what they're asking us to do. Can you take order? Can you? I know people saying this whole thing with this chip that they got going on or whatever may have you, wanting people to be in a line with them, wanting people to obey what they're asking you to do. Nobody's not telling you to do anything that you not want to do. Everything in life is a choice. And you always hear people say, I did not have a choice. Yeah, you did. You did. Everyone has a choice. Someone can ask you, well, if you do this, then I won't kill that person. But if you not do this, then I'm going to kill that person. You made a choice to either not do or to do. Choices is given to us every single day and every single hour, second, minute of the day, whether we know it or not. They're choices. And you may think that they're not the right choice, or it could be the good choice or the best choice, but however you're looking at it, it's a choice. Just decide what you're choosing to do. And we all need to react on what we're choosing to. If you're choosing to do something that you feel is harmful, that was a choice you made. But then people want to say, how does God allow so many wars to ensue? How does God? No, your judging did that. Your anger did that. It actually mediates the opportunity for something to start coming on this earth that is something that you're probably disapproving of. Your disapproval. It's like sometimes we got to follow the least resistance, because we keep pushing against something, and what you keep pushing against is the very thing that keeps coming right back at you. Allow yourself to breathe, and breathe freely, and breathe in love. And as people say when they're doing their meditation, and externally breathe out what you consider to be fear, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to put as duality. You're either bringing duality in your life, or you're not bringing it there. You're making the choice. I'm making the choice. Dare not think I'm not talking to me too, because I'm not sitting here acting like I got this whole game all figured out. Once you got it figured out, then you just very well may be done with earth. Because again, as I said before, we came back here for a reason. Let's be about the business and taking care of business. Let's do the very best we can not to judge everything that everybody is doing. And be mindful and try to do our part to assist in these people's journeys. We know sometimes when we feel as though people are doing something that is a little unruly, or whatever you want to call it, that is opposite of what you think it should be. What are we doing to help? What are we doing that we can give some type of assistance in the areas where some of us feel is not the most greatest? But yet, we keep complaining and murmuring. Come on, we don't want to be in the wilderness for 40 more days. Go into forgiveness. Go into forgiveness. Go into forgiveness. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be angry for so long. Forgive people that have hurt you. Give them some breathing room to allow them the space and the opportunity to be forgiven, and you forgive. Go as far back as you can remember and ask for forgiveness and to forgive others. Again, if God gave you the opportunity to be God for a day, what would you do? Would you get revenge, or would you show him how it's truly done in reference to how to love? Again, that's a choice as well. And if you were president for a day, how would you run this country? Because see, this president has a lot on his plate. He got people coming to him north, south, east, and west. And you may not like some of the things that he's saying, but let him deal with his own actions and words accordingly. Trust me, no one thing is going unnoticed without it having an action towards it. Something's being done. That's karmic. Again, that's law. Sir Isaac Newton. That's law. It's coming back. But as you're judging, and as your heart is telling you one thing and your mind is telling you another, either eventually they're going to be congruent, and either both of them going to either give you some love, or either both going to give you something that's different than God. But you decide. You make the decision on what direction you want to take. No one's here to tell you what to do. We're just here to help you. We're just here to help. That's what we're here. We're here to serve, as I said before. It not makes us each other's servant. We're just here to serve. And to serve with excellence. To serve with brilliance. To be extraordinary. To be phenomenal. To be remarkable. To make a mark on this world. What do you plan to do with it? If you're faced with presidency. If you're faced with God. What kind of conversation, if you met God, what kind of conversation would you have with him? Again, something to think about. I not need to know. That's between you and God. So while we're sitting here thinking that being a president or being a governor or being a senator or being police officers are easy, a lot of times we don't know what people are thinking and feeling until we're in their shoes. And I send them all out love. I do. I truly do. And whatever they're doing, whether you feel it's not up to your standards or whether you feel it is up to your standards, that's still your choice. Again, judge not unless you be judged. Because every day somebody is saying something that Mr. Trump is doing, or that the country is doing, or what he should be doing, when really half of the time we don't know 100% of what they should be doing or not doing. Because it's, again, another man running another man. And to the CEOs, people in different companies, let's find some love in the companies. Let's find some peace and tranquility in the companies. The only people now you have to tell what to do, most of you, is your sons and daughters. That's it. Our job when we work at these companies and we're in elevated positions, it not mean that you're there to stand over people and acting as if you're getting ready to bake a cake and you need to watch it every second of the minute and hour to make sure all is well. You do not need to do that. Your job is to manage the company. Your job is not to manage the people. And if the people is not doing what the duties require, then it's your job to do what you need to do accordingly. But it is not our job to sit here and make people out of a mockery or belittle them in any way to make them feel bad for what they did or not do. And to the employees, have some respect for people that have been put in these positions to give you an opportunity to work at their company. Show some gratitude. We know that sometimes people can be a little interesting. That's a good word, interesting. I think they can be a little interesting. But at the same time, dare not allow your position to become an opposition. Allow where you are to help you to grow. And I hope that during this time, that's what each and every one of us are doing. Because we know how when certain things start to dissipate, we start to go in that way and we're looking at people side-eyed and you're talking about them under your breath and you're making comments about them if they're not in your little clique. Yes, clique. Yeah, some of you all have cliques. Just like when people ask me if I'm a vegan or if I'm a vegetarian. I'm neither one. I just say stop killing animals. But I dare not tell you to stop eating meat because, hey, I grew up on meat. But that's not my conversation. That's neither here or there. But at the same time, my whole thing and my mission is to share the love, the peace, and the harmony that we need to have. We may have a short way to go or we may have a long way to go. But I guess we must be in it for the long haul. And I hope that people would take a pledge and start loving one another, and not just say it, but really mean it. Some people are scared to even tell you they love you. We got people in leadership positions don't even tell you that they love you, don't even know how to say they love you, or say it and not even mean it, or just say it because it's something that is just a reaction. Search your heart, and if you not know how to love, it's okay to ask for help. We put people that are in these high positions on such a pedestal that sometimes even the meek and the low, and I wouldn't even say low, I would say the people from where that, from the poor all the way to the rich, can teach a rich person how to be humble even in their poor, even when they're being poor. That's some greatness in that. So as we're judging that we need not to be judging, be mindful of what's getting ready to come out of your mouth. Be mindful of how your heart is getting ready to react to what your brain told it to do. Be mindful, because it's very important on how we treat one another. And I hope that you go about your day and the rest of your week and the rest of your month and your years to come. I hope that what I've said, that has touched you in such a way that it makes you think. That's what I'm here to do, to make you think. And I hope that someday, one day, that we can have, as they had that Million Man March, I would love to have millions of people just marching for love and watch the change that takes place on this earth. And not only that that it reaches America, the USA, the United States, that it reach regions, countries, in all different facets, well, no matter what your nationality or race is, religion is, that it touch so many hearts, that we're about to change some things on this earth. I send love and light to people that are in leadership positions, because I dare not say that your position is easy. And I dare not say it's hard. Because when you have multiple personalities that you're dealing with, it can get a little interesting. I send you all out love and light as well. I send the employers, the employees. I thank you to the doctors. I thank the nurses. I thank custodial workers. I thank the sanitation engineer workers for all that they do. I appreciate you. I thank you. And I send you love and light. And God bless you all. Until next time, be blessed, be encouraged, and be inspired. Love you. Till next time. Bye.